So I'm not at full compression here, and I mean I've got a mil or two left over, so that's not ideal. I don't actually know how much travel I have, but I had 4 fingers in there, so like I'd be past where the rim is now. So I don't know how much compression I would have, but that's 4 fingers under its own weight. So that's a lot of travel. So I don't think my wheel would ever travel that much. But I've loosened the top bolts on, you can't see it with my finger, but top bolt on the coilover, which allows you to have a little bit of additional camber. So, oh, that's it maxed. Just 1 second, I wasn't straighten the wheel. So, yeah, if I fell over, if I do this, I get a ton of clearance under there. So, I could keep going and just do this. So I'll just give more compression, and that's complete compression. And the wheel is like completely tucked, but I can make it. So, and that's it. Obviously that's wheel completely straight, so you can't do this with the wheel turned, but we'll see. So actually, when I'm turning to the right, the first contact patch is actually the inner arch. So full suspension back on, car sitting under its own weight, and this is how we're looking. Pretty happy with that. The rear travel shouldn't ever touch that arch. You can see the wheel comes out too far, but I don't know. I really love that look. It looks like super aggressive. Not like it makes any difference, but it just looks pretty cool. Front has a fair bit of camber, and obviously with the camber changing, gonna have to get the front geo redone. So try and hit up Stone Motorsport and see can they squeeze me in. It's just the front, and really it's just the toe to be done. So hopefully nothing major, but we'll see. I don't think I'm in a position to change the ride height just yet, which is unfortunate because I would love to drop the car a little bit more. But that's just where we are. And I had these 25mm bump stops that come as stock with the silvers coilovers, and under the maximum compression that I worked out that I'll have, and for where I would have impact on the upper arch, which there's a ton of space still, but like, which I shouldn't have. I need a 36mm bump stop when like I think it's called solid body height. So when it's like fully compressed, it needs to be 36mm. So the silvers came with a 25mm, and where am I looking this? So the silvers came with a 25mm, and I want to get up to 36. So I'm going to get some packers, bump stop packers, and just bring it up. That way I'll still have the same squish that the coilover was designed to have, but I'll stop that extra bit of travel and protect the arches, which should be fine. As the front all worked out, I do need to take the spring off the back, do the compression, and figure out what that bump stop travel is going to be, and get them done and handy out. I was thinking about 3D printing some, but I think I will just actually buy the proper like packer shims for the job, and that puts me in a pretty good place. So I'll tell you where I am now as well, is on my front bumper. I spoke about how much weight in a previous video that I have, so I took some brackets off that, and it's sitting there pretty good. So I'm happy. It takes the weight off. The bumper's actually a lot easier to get on now with those brackets off. And what else do I need to do? I have to give the car a bit of clean after the wrap went on. I had just sprayed the car myself the week beforehand, so that paint was fairly soft. it's lifted in a couple of places where the guys were, redoing the vinyl, so I just need to touch up 1 or 2 bits. Not super important, but a nice to have. And I really need to try and get my can keypad pre-oiling for the AccuSump. I just can't get it done. I'm going to put an input in for some reason. There's a load of features like turning on the fan I can do no problem, but like I can't get it to trigger the GPOs, so I need to wrap my head around why that's not happening and try and squeeze a bit more use out of the can keypad. And then I'll look at my little whiteboard and see what else we have. So with the next track day on the 10th, which is a week and a half away, a few bits to do. So ECU logs were pulled from the last track day, which is fine, and oil change was done. Oil cooler bracket is in, plumbing is done. Ducting, so actually with the headlight out, it's super handy here. This duct goes up through here and to my intake, and I have 2 choices here, so I'm actually looking at it, it'd be better. There is more dirty air from down low. I have this big massive vent from there, so duct, whatever we want to call it, so I could pull from there and feed the cooler directly, or I can split this off and work either of 2 ways. Sorry, I'm thinking on the fly here. I could try put that down there, but I might do that actually. Yeah, I might run that here, 3D print a bracket that fits onto the bumper, feed the air intake that way, and then this way for the cooler, swap it over, and then this will go straight in and down, and that'll sort me out. So I need to design that and also account for this headlight, which is still pretty close. So we'll work around this one, and then power steering, need to get this back. I mentioned briefly somewhere about making a special tensioner for the FTO, so I'll get that done. And I got a new pulley in, and then Zeus fasteners for the bumper. These are M6 Allens, one here, goes into the bumper stay. Job done. It's not too bad, but Zeus fastener is like a half turn, quarter turn panel, locky duty, and there's a metal bracket that kind of comes up here from the bumper behind it. So I'm thinking about welding in the Zeus fastener there, and then behind it just cutting out that threaded piece and pop riveting in the Zeus fastener reverse side piece, and that will be the job. Oh look, there's another one. Order my 9K CRS. Yes, I have them, and I did get my car back from Precision Tinted Graphics. So yeah, we're getting there. This is like super high on my list actually. It's going to be my priority. I'm definitely like spilling some fuel somewhere. I must be. I'm using like 90 litres on a half day. So yeah, cheers.